to 2024. It's almost complete.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. We're here at the hotel gym, about to do second session of cardio. We already hit our lift for the day. We did shoulders, chest, shoulders, a little bit of arms, mad pump. You'll see the footage later. And yeah, we're here in San Diego for the show officially with my new cameraman. Henry James Scepter. Zoomed in, bro. It zoomed in. There's no way I caught your face, you son of a bitch.
All right, man. What inspired you to join the bodybuilding competition?
I don't know. I've always been into lifting, so I wanted to like actually get into the sport for real and like actually like see what it's all about. I'm also a trainer too, so I feel like it was good for my reputation as well and for clients, and also being able to document it as a first prep, which I think is cool. So a lot of things, but mainly just because I enjoy the sport and I really wanted to like actually get into it and like see what it was all about. So,
what were some of the high points of your journey?
The bulk. That was it. No, honestly, it's been really fun. I've learned like an insane amount about nutrition, mainly, and just how to like manipulate your body to look a certain way, and like being able, I don't know, it's just like, because the last 2 weeks of prep, honestly, I've like changed the most. I've gotten the most shredded, and it's just like being able to deploy like the right nutrition and like supplements, cardio with training, all that stuff, and like know how to do it right and know how your body's gonna respond. Was like cool to see that, okay, like I'm actually doing this correctly. Because like I was at a certain point like nervous I wasn't gonna get down to the leanness that I was like supposed to for a bodybuilding show. Like we're talking about like, dude, I wanna like just have skin here that's like, you know? So I was kind of, yeah, so that was not like that the whole time. I was kind of nervous that I wasn't gonna get down, but like these last 2 weeks I was like, all right, dude, I got this. Like I understand now. I understand it now. And I don't need like a ton of help. I have a grasp of bodybuilding, nutrition as a whole pretty well, so I can do that for myself, but like I just needed a coach for posing, understanding exactly kind of like what I'm getting myself into in the competition, because I've never done a bodybuilding show, so like I don't know what I'm being exactly, you know, I have an understanding, but being scored on like all the like little details of going to a bodybuilding show, like checking in, making sure your height and weight requirements, just tanning, like you saw the list of stuff that you have to like know. And so I think it's important, especially for your first time, regardless of if you can like prepare your body for it, you should have somebody with experience like in a show, if that makes sense. That was like my motive for having a coach. Otherwise I wouldn't have had one.
I asked you about some of the high points, but what are some of the low points maybe you didn't expect?
Just like during prep, you're super like moody already because you know you're not eating.
What do you mean prep? Define prep.
Prep. So like when you're getting into the phase of now you're trying to diet down, you're trying to cut back calories, you're trying to put yourself in a deficit.
Coming off the bulk.
Yeah. So that's like going into like actual prep. Like I think it was for us, we didn't have like a lot of time because I went on a trip to Ireland, which was not ideal, but I got back 10 weeks out, and then we really like started pushing 9 weeks out. And so like I had a shorter period of time for prep. I should have had more time, but anyways, yeah, but yeah, prep, like, you know, you're moody because, you know, you're dieted down, no carbs, you're doing cardio, you're just tired, you know, your lifts don't feel as good, you can't get as good of pumps and everything. And so like, you know, when you have to just deal with life stuff, you just like don't want to deal with it, and you're just like, damn, dude, this sucks. And so it just kind of like makes your life harder as a whole, honestly. Like, you know, you can't eat what you want, you can't do what you want, you can't go out, you can't really have a social life. Like, you have to just like only focus on this and be extremely disciplined. And so it's not exactly fun, you know? Yeah, honestly, the rest of it was like fun. And the thing is, like, the prep sucks and going through it, but you know, we're almost to the show, and like being here, like, you know, 2 days out from the show, like it's all worth it in the end, because you're like, dude, this is sick. And it's gonna be even more worth it when I actually do the show. So me saying like, oh, the low point was prep. Yeah, it's true, it's hard and whatnot, but it's all gonna be worth it, you know? And I would do it again 100%, so.
Do you have any advice for someone who hasn't done a bodybuilding show before and they're gonna go start the prep, start the bowl, do it all their first time?
Yeah, there was one episode, I can't remember which one it was. Relatively recently I spoke about it, but you're gonna expect perfection, you're gonna like want it to be on point, you're gonna wanna look a certain way. You're gonna expect you're gonna expect prep to be perfect, and you're not going to run into issues, and it's just going to be like, oh, I'm doing a bodybuilding show and I'm just going to do it. Once you get into it, you're like, dude, this is not what I expected at all, and you totally like have to like fall back on plan B, and then it's C, and then you're like, oh shoot, I don't have plan D. So you just have to like roll with the punches and kind of figure it out as you go. Like I said, it's important to have somebody who knows kind of what they're doing help you out, but in the end, all the work's on you. You just got to get it done, and it's like, just go with the flow more so. Don't like have a plan to the max, because it's not going to work out the way you think it is. Like I said, like the last 2 weeks have been the weeks that I've like built up the most confidence. And that's like a short amount of time to be like building up confidence for a show. Like you feel like you want to be like 10 weeks out and you're already like shredded and you're like, dude, I'm looking good. Like I wasn't there at all. So just go with the flow, and just like, you know, if you're going to do it and put 100% in, and, you know, find that discipline within yourself, regardless of how hard it is. And, you know, maybe it'll be something that works out for you. And like I've said previously, if it doesn't, like say you compete and you don't do super well, it doesn't matter. You gain the experience, and if you continue on in the fitness realm, that's gonna help you out no matter what. But you know, something could come out of it, and I'm planning on making something come out of it. But yeah, it's been a great experience as a whole.
So we're a little less than 2 days out.
2 days. Tomorrow's check-in.
Yeah, what is tomorrow?
Check-in in the afternoon, weigh-ins and everything. And then first coat of tan, which is gas, because I'm excited to see how that's, because you know that shit makes you look way more jacked. So I'm excited to see.
You need it.
And I need it, dude, because I'm white. Definitely like want to do probably 2 incline movements and then 2 fly movements. But I want to make sure to do one of the exercises, the cable flies that I always do with the decline, middle, and then incline. We'll do those 3 sets though. All right, here we go. We can go 2 plates. That was a hard set. Four. I like this. Yeah. See anybody who looks like they're competing?
I don't think there's anybody.
I wonder where they're training at. Probably the gym.
That's up to that place.
Pretty jacked dudes. Should've went there. All right, we're just gonna do 3 on this one. We'll do a drop set though. Anybody want to wipe this down? Probably should wipe this down. You know what I'm saying? It is gas to have like a personal trainer, bro. You just sit and they just fucking do the weight for you and wipe down the equipment for you. You just do your workout. It's fire. figuring this out. Come on, man. Stop making fun of me.
Some of these guys get home.
Yeah, same thing. 3 sets with a knockdown on these ones. Because we're with a knockdown. Drop set. But we'll do, this is decline, we'll go middle, and then we'll go incline. Then we can move on to something else.
We're gonna do 3 sets down here, and then 3 sets here, and then 3 sets here.
We can just do the single arm right here.
Yeah.
go into the pose?
Next pose, yeah. That's fine. All right, this we need to work on a little transition from the back of the block. Right, okay.
So you're saying go here?
Here. Now turn around, flex it. Like you were, and then your quarter turns. All right, now go into the back double body. So you're doing something between getting from that pose to the next pose. Okay, go back to the side tricep. Take turn. Now I don't want you to bring the arms. I want you to, if you were doing your quarter turn, what would you do? Go here. Okay, now quarter turn to the right. Yeah, that's what I want you to do. I don't want you to put the hands in the front. I want you to go straight into that quarter turn. Okay. Okay. Now see, you brought the hands.
Well, I went into I did the quarter turn type pose first and then did the hands.
I thought you were going to be doing the hands on the front.
No,
You do the front.
I went.
Yeah, I know what you did.
So you want me to just do normal step all the way back?
Yeah, and then I want you to go up into the pose.
It feels awkward.
Well, that's what I was. What if you didn't put the hands in front?
And then go in front. Yeah.
Okay.
Does that feel better?
That feels fine.
That looked good.
All right. Do it again. Start with the side chest. Side tricep. Turn. Quarter turn. Does that feel better?
Yeah, I feel it.
Right.
Can you grab my backpack, bro?
See the first coat? That looks good.
No. I was gonna eat my own food.
All right, yeah, you can do that. What else have you got?
I was just gonna do protein powder, oats, like my normal thing I've been making, but well, you tell me, coach.
I think you could eat something a little bit more substantial.
Like what?
You got potatoes, you could fix
Protein powder?
protein powder.
Yeah, but I'm gonna put it in there with the oats.
Yeah.
And then, so that's my first meal.
You're 4 pounds up.
That's my first meal of the day. What should I, and then what? What should we do? Basically just those carbs, and then the rest will probably be protein. I might, like last meal, I might do like some potatoes with it or something, depending on how I feel or look. And then,
Ground turkey.
hey, what'd you think, buddy? Did you have fun?
Dude, both you and Trace look really good.
To look almost.
Like black?
Oh, not quite that, but good and close.
I'm cold.
Feeling ready?
I think that next time I compete, it will definitely be in the summer. Like the original plan. Not in the heat of winter. In the cold of winter. You know what I'm saying?
Looks whose shoulders are popping out now.
Yeah, what? Push.
And the legs too.
These dudes have been in this fitness room every day.
We're all about that fitness.
So give us a rundown today. Nervous?
It's kind of hard to tell who's in your class realistically.
Yeah.
You can kind of like,
A lot of different physiques there.
yeah, 100%. There's 100%.
A lot of really good physiques.
Dude, yeah, there's some great physiques there.
Every L is a W if you learn the lesson.
That's a fair point.
I think Meow Master Joe would agree.
Father.
There he goes.
Nah, dude, I'm just genuinely like, I'm so tired. My body hurts and like fucking.
I'm tired of you ripping ass and just being mad. and looking at my food.
You mad? I've been pretty nice. Come on, man. What have I got mad?
You just stare at my food, bro.
I got mad at you once today because I was like, where the fuck is this? I did have a rage moment with you. Just know that. Today.
We worked on posing tonight. Got the routine down. Nice and flowy. We kind of changed it up last minute too. I think you're gonna be able to.
That's the competition's fault. They originally told us 30 seconds. And that we needed to put all the mandatory poses in it, but then now it's 20 seconds, and no, you don't have to put all the mandatory poses in it, which is fine, but it's like, but yeah, I'll be fine.
You gonna be able to stick to your routine? It was kind of cool to see you and Coach working through it. I mean, there's an art form to the whole routine. It's not just making the muscle look big, but it's also just the flow between movements and how you can look throughout the entire flow of it.
Unfortunately, that's the thing too, like sometimes maybe a dude might not be like as jacked and shredded as you, but he might have competed more. So his posing flows better, so it just looks better. It's not as choppy or something like that.
It's presentation.
Yeah, presentation. So, which doesn't necessarily mean like, dude, there's so many times where newbies that just have like crazy physiques that just smoke everybody else anyways, but it is truly based off your physique, but still you have to know how to like present the posing properly for sure.
It's gotta be that internal drive.
Yeah, dude. For sure. It's definitely hard, man. Like, doing all this shit, like, I mean, I wanted to quit a shit ton, bro, but, because, I mean, like, realistically, in the end, you can be like, oh, what's gonna come out of it? I mean, nothing could come out of it, like, in terms of, like, oh, I make a career out of bodybuilding in the end, whatever, but, like, it doesn't matter. This experience already has been, like, awesome, so. Like if you enjoy, like even at the check-ins and stuff, like all the dudes were nice. Like it wasn't like all the dudes were like mean mugging you, like fucking checking you out. Like all the dudes were like, yo, what's up, bro? First time competing, like we're sitting with socks on our cocks, like, yo, first time competing, like, yo, yeah, dude, oh, sick, oh, you just competed, oh, sick, like, butt-ass naked, but it was just cool, like, because no one cared, and it was like, that's like the sport already, so like, it was already welcoming the first time going in, so the only annoying thing about that was the chick who gave the presentation. Other than that, everybody else was cool, like, it wasn't like, I don't know, everybody's nice, like, I feel like I had a good time, like, even though I was fucking starving and I wanted to kill like everybody, I had fun, and I'm sure it's gonna be even more fun tomorrow. I'm sure I'll make more friends too, like within the bodybuilding community.
And enemies.
And enemies.
What time is it?
Ooh, 10:12.
Right at time.
Probably should go to bed. Get up at like 5:15.
Pack up a little bit, get ready.
Call 5.
Back though, really, unless you win a really big show.
No, that's, again, like I've said it, I've talked about it so many times. I'll say it again. It's like the hard thing about, yeah, first of all, it's not about the money, but that's a hard thing about bodybuilding. Because like if you want to like make a career out of it, like you're gonna be dishing money out for it, like a lot of money. It's expensive sport, food, I mean everything, dude, you know the list. And then especially if you're competing, you're gonna spend money in hopes that maybe you get a sponsor or something like that that's gonna pay for you to stay out here and do this, you know, like you just have to build up slow, and like this is how it starts, so. Never know. But regardless, it'll be gas. And then after, where are we gonna go eat food? Don't know. Where should we go? There's so many restaurants around here, I just don't wanna look. But you should find a gas one.
Alright. Let's take home the dub. Hope the camera guy doesn't get arrested.
Please face the back. Back over biceps. Gentlemen, relax. 40 turns to your right. Please face the judges. Thank you, gentlemen. Let's bring the next group out. Positives. 10 punches. Everyone take a slight step to your right. Gentlemen, front double biceps. And high chest on either side. Last face the back, back double biceps. Last face the judges. And doubles and thighs. Relax. 43, 45. Gentlemen, relax. Great job, gentlemen. Thank you so much. We'll see you at finals.
Race up, class, congratulations. You all look fantastic to see you back here on the stage. So 2025. Relax. We need all the
What's up, everybody? It's a couple of months down the line. Just been really busy with EMT school and just a lot of stuff, work, everything. Just been really busy lately. And yeah, I've just been going way too slow on editing. And footage was kind of hard to edit. It was kind of difficult to just film in general out there with everything. And you know, I didn't know exactly what to expect either, so I really appreciate my buddy Andrew that came out and filmed for me. He did an awesome job. He did his best, but it just was hard. A lot of moving around and stuff, and wasn't exactly like prepared for it. And you know, I was trying to focus on the show as much as I could. So whatever. Regardless, we got the video, and I'm gonna complete it because it. You know, I gotta finish off this series, and you know, continue on from here. So, you know, just to recap kind of what went down, obviously didn't get the exact result that I wanted, didn't qualify for nationals or anything. But realistically, you know, like when I got to the show, I was just stoked that I even got there. I made it this far because honestly, it was really just challenging year to get ready for a competition just with all the other factors outside and everything. But regardless, I got it done, so I'm happy I did it. And honestly, like I said, my expectations kind of went out the window once I got to the show. I was just stoked to be there. You know, it was an awesome environment. And yeah, it was just like a great experience. I had a great time, met a lot of awesome people. And yeah, honestly, do I wish I would have qualified? Of course, but you know, it's par for the course. It's how it goes. I'm not Sam Solik or anything like that. So, you know, we're just here now. I just was inexperienced. You know, I feel like I could have done a better job probably backstage, you know, the meal before, the night before, stuff like that. I wasn't 100% sure on, you know. And so my coach helped me out a decent amount. And, you know, obviously the package wasn't horrible or anything. But, yeah, there was a few issues. You know, I started to sweat really bad. And I think that just comes down to I really need to practice holding poses longer because, man, you're holding poses up there for a long time. And I just don't think I was quite conditioned for that. I should have done a better job practicing, holding vacuum and stuff like that for longer periods of time. So obviously this is just a learning experience, going into the next show. I'm going to obviously utilize all the things that I learned from this first one to the second one. And obviously I'm going to come in, with better condition, more size, hopefully, better pump, stuff like that, just beforehand, because, the details really matter when you're coming down to the wire like that. So learned a lot, had a really good time. It was a really great first show experience. Overall, I learned way more than I was expecting to, so I'm just happy about that. And I'm looking forward to the future because that's all I can do. I did my best to present what my best package that I could at that first show. And, I got the result that I got. It is what it is. So all I can do is just get better from here, keep moving forward, and, train for another show. Realistically, I have no idea when I'm going to do another show. Probably next year, I would say. Probably in the summer. That'd be nice. If I was to only compete one time, I would be just honestly stoked that I did it once because it was a great time. Like I said, cool people, great environment. Just awesome to be up on stage and to be able to pose with a bunch of other dudes and, show off your physique and stuff and, just really be actually in the sport. It was awesome. I had an awesome time and I can't wait to do it again. Obviously, we're going to take some time and, build up, but I can't wait to do it again. But, just wanted to close this series off with a little outro here. And now we move forward onto the next one. So thank you, everyone, for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe to see more gas content that's coming up. And we will see you in the next video.